Hello and welcome, my friends. This is take two. In the middle of my live, it actually crashed and I don't know what happened. But anyway, if you're watching this live or if you're watching it later, welcome and welcome to another week of social media masterclasses, mini masterclasses that I want to run. And the whole purpose of this is for you to use. I'm going to give you a step-by-step action plan for you to do. So the whole purpose is to create these mini masterclasses so you can go and implement it in your small business or startup, or if you can help someone else to do it in their business or your partner, whatever you are. So let's begin. I'm going to talk about, so this masterclass is about understanding the customer journey. You might think, why do I need customer journey? What do I need to know? So this might be a cliche and you might heard it all the time. Through the business and serving your customers is like dating. So it's being in a dating scene. So if you don't know, let's say you meet a girl or a guy in a party and your eyes meet and you want to go and say hi. Instead of saying hi, you can go to them and say, would you marry me? What do you think? I know in some part of the world it might be normal, but the majority of places, this is going to be very awkward and they're probably going to think you're a bit crazy. So you have to take it in stages. And when you're putting your marketing messages out there, or when you're doing advertising or whatever you're doing, if you're getting crickets, it's because you're not understanding where they are in their journey. So that's what we're going to talk about. That's why it's important to know your customer journey. Towards the end, I've actually created a guide that you can map out your own customer journey. I'll go through it very quickly, but this is for you to use. All right, without further ado, without wasting your time, let's begin. All right, social media masterclass. Today is understanding the journey. All right, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about sales funnels. So we're going to understand what sales funnels are. We're going to talk about 3 stages of a customer journey, marketing messages by every stage of your journey. This is, again, very important. Then we're going to map your customer journey. And I've got a guide, which is going to be sitting in the group resources for you to use. So let's begin. Before anything else, and I think if you've been with me for the past couple of months that we started this, I cannot express enough that it's very, very important for you to know your target audience, or your ICA, which is your ideal customer avatar. So what is target audience? There is a single person or people who represent who your business wants to sell to and serve. It is very important for us to know who we're talking to. If you're selling it to everyone, if you're marketing to everyone, you're selling and marketing to no one. It's going to fall on deaf ears. It is just not going to work. It's going to be wasting your resources. It's going to be wasting your money, your valuable time. We don't want that for you. So it's very important for us to know who our target audience are. If you haven't, I've run a workshop. I'll show you where it is. If you're struggling and you still don't know, I've ran a workshop with to do with customer avatar. There are some resources under the files section. So if you go to the unit in the group, when you're in the group, let's go and have a look before we go further so I can show you where it is. So in here in the unit section, the first week that we did the video is clarify your ideal clients. It's very important. The video is there. There are resources for you as well to use to make sure you're 100% aware of your customer avatar. It is a work in progress. If you're just starting out, it might be some guessing work, but I want you to at least go into it and do it. And it will, for those of you who've done it before, it might be a good recap. And if you have any question, please ask. Don't hesitate. This group is for you, and I'm just happy to serve if I can in any way. All right, let's do it. So without your customer avatar, without knowing who this person is, there is a good chance you're not going to sell anything. And this is absolutely true, my friends. It's just marketing 101. All right, so what is the sales funnel? Let's just talk about what is sales funnel. Sales funnel is the process you take your audience through from being a potential client to a paying client. So it's a very simple thing. Sales funnel, marketing funnel, it's just a sales process. It's just the process. You're taking someone from A to B, from someone who just who moved into the suburb and they want to know which cafe, which restaurant they go to the time that they book a table at your restaurant, or to the time that they book a photography session with you, to the time that they call you to come and appraise their property to sell, to rent. There's so many services, to consulting, to coaching, to delivering flowers. Whatever you do, it's the process people take, and we all exactly the same, from A to B. From remember I talked about from an interest, because something happens and it grabs our interest, right to where we actually come and buy from you and we'll do a purchase. So that's the sales process. There are platforms that you can use, that there are platforms that you can use if you're a startup and you don't want to pay too much, which is understandable, absolutely understandable. There are platforms available for you. So just quickly, we go to the platform. I'm talking quickly because I'm excited about this. Also known as buyer's journey, customer journey, and funnel. So let's just talk about funnel. So marketers often refer to this as a funnel. It's because from the top of the funnel, which is tofu, I think it's top of the funnel. It's a tofu, is mofu and bofu, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Because as people come through, not everyone is going to be your customers and is just going to drop out. And that's absolutely normal. So even if you and I sit down and we get right into the psyche of your ideal audience, we know who she is, we know who he is, we know who they are, what's their interest, what's their behavior. This is still normal. Some of them, not everyone going to buy from you. Not everyone going to become aware that products and services that you provide, they're interested to buy. Not everyone who is actually interested to buy and they know you're providing these services, they are going to buy. And there are people who are actually ready to buy and they're not going to buy from you. They might go through the competition. They've already might have decided who they want to do business with. So this is very normal. So this just when if you're advertising and you're not getting a lot and you think, oh my God, there's not a lot of people going through, this is absolutely normal. I don't want you to panic and think this is not working. It's working. So for the marketing funnel, or sales funnels, there are platforms that are available for you, for the small business owner, for the startup to use. I've got a list of them here. Some of them is just a drag and drop. It's very simple. They even have some template for the Facebook advertising. Some of them are partners with Facebook and Instagram, and you can do that. There are some of the copies for the advertising and email marketing are done by marketers. There are so many information available for you. My favorite are lead pages and get response. Lead pages, I use them mainly. Some of them have more facility, some of them have more bells and whistles, some of them they don't. However, for me, lead pages worked, and get response is also works. Kajabi, depending on what you do. HubSpot is my favorite of all time. If you want CRM, they have everything available to you, and they start from for free. There's not a lot available in the free, but there are so many available resources for you and for the business. You can try them out and see what works for you. If you don't have a budget, you absolutely don't need to pay anyone to do it. Some of them have a monthly retainer that you can absolutely use. What was I going to say? I've actually put a little blog link in the resources for you to read. They have done some compare, and you can absolutely compare to see what works for you. There are, for example, the Get Response and Autofunnel. They used to be called Autofunnel. Get Response is much cheaper. Lead Pages, again, sort of a cheaper option that you can use, but they're very different. Lead Pages is very different. When it comes to ClickFunnels is a bit expensive. However, it's an opportunity for you to use. They are there for you to use them. Don't be afraid to use that. And if you can't afford to give someone to do it, you absolutely don't need to. These are all done drag and drop. Everything is available for you. Most of them have a support section that you can ask the questions. Some of the retainers that you get, they do have support in that part of their monthly retainer as well. So please have a look at them and see what works for you and what doesn't. Nothing will replace someone who have been doing that for such a long time. Like, for example, in my case, or even in your case, if you are specialized in what you do, even though everybody can do it and there are platforms that can be done, no one can actually do what you do. That's why you're an expert in your field. However, when you're starting out, these platforms are actually very good and cheap option. All right, let's move on from this. Let's move on from the. Let me see. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about 3 stages of customer journey. There are people go through. This is a very simple way of putting it, but there are 3 stages customers go through. Awareness stage is when the customer first learns about a business or a product or a service. So they have no idea they just have no idea. It's an awareness stage. We're just finding out who you are, or finding out something happens and it sparks an interest, and I want to find out, builds the awareness for me about the set of product or services that is out there. So that's an awareness, and it's exactly the same in all of us. If we're going through it, they're going through it. The second stage is a consideration stage. So when the customer becomes interested in a business or product or services, whatever we're doing, they're interested. They've done their research. They are into the consideration stages. So they have thought about it. It's not just an awareness. So now I'm considering it. The next one is a conversion. So when the customer decides to buy a product or service, this is when we're ready. We're ready to book a table. We're ready to get an appraisal from a realtor, book a photography, come to the dentist, or choose your, vet. Depending on what you do, that's the conversion stage. That's the third stage. They're ready to buy. So marketing messages for every stage. So every stage has a different marketing messages. So that's very important for us to understand where they are. And you got to remember, you don't have to go. So there's 3 stages for every customers that you're dealing with. There are people, so you got to separate them. There are people who are in the awareness stage. So there are going to be people that they don't know about us. They don't know about our products and service. They're going to be people who are actually aware of our products and services, and they're aware of our business. So there's different kind of messages then. Or the people that then we communicate with a group of people who are ready to buy. So every stage, you don't have to create one messaging, marketing message, or one social media post. You got to create a social media post, imagining that your customers are in different groups. You want to target those who you want to build an awareness. You're going to target those who are in the consideration stage, and you're going to target those who are actually in the conversion stage, ready to buy. So that's in the awareness stage. We talk about at that awareness stage of the customer journey, you want to reach as many people as your target audience as possible. So obviously you focus on imagery of your products and services that prompts people to pause and learn more. So that's the awareness stage. Whatever you produce in the awareness stage is a bit different. Next one is a consideration stage. So your message has to be resonating with the time that they are considering something. So this is a good moment to talk about how your products and service differ from those of competitors, since customers may be comparing brands. So this is another way of communicating with people. where they are. Then there's a conversion stage. So finally at the conversion stage, you want messages that remove the final hurdle to purchase. This is one of the things that works really well is the customer testimonials or the Q&A, question and answer. This absolutely works, as well as special offers to prompt the customer to act now. They're low-hanging fruit, I think they call them in some ways, but it's a conversion stage. Okay, so, and in the fascination and the great platform that is Facebook, you can target people in every stage, from the awareness stage to a consideration stage to the conversion stage. And you can actually target those who already bought from you. So it's even, we got an arrow missing. We got an arrow missing to the piggy bank. So it's fascinating. Facebook and Instagram advertising, and in some cases, depending on where you are in LinkedIn advertising, you can absolutely do that. It's an amazing platform. You can retarget them. You can have people who come, who land on your page and they don't do anything. You can target them then to bring them back as to, don't forget, we're here, we have this product for you. There is so much. This platform is amazing. It's amazing for the small businesses. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So you can, in every stage of where your customers are in their journey, you can absolutely target them with Facebook and Instagram ad, Messenger ad, WhatsApp ad, wherever they are, LinkedIn ad, Pinterest, wherever they hang out. You can absolutely do that. Okay, so let's map out your journey. If on in your file section, I am going to, I'll show you what I'm gonna provide. So if you look at this, this is what I've created. So we're gonna map the customer journey with you. So if you go, I'm gonna put this in the file section of the group. So there is an awareness stage. So this file will be available to you to use. So in the awareness stage, we're gonna map it out. So there are questions that you need to ask yourself. So in order to create content, you need to understand, when will my customer be most receptive to becoming aware of products and services like mine? For example, let's talk about my product and services. When it comes, it's amazing when the sale comes down, when the sales goes down, that's when we realize, oh my God, we need more advertising done and we need more client done. When we are very active on social media, we deal with another agency or freelancer, and then that stops. We're getting a lot of traction, that stops, and then things go down. If you are a florist, when it comes to Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, if you sell jewelry, for example, let's say jewelry, because I've got a client who's they sell jewelry. Let's say it's an engagement time, and I think it's about the engagement, I think, goes up around Valentine's Day. So then you have to think about it as to when is it that they will start thinking. If you're doing wedding, if you're a wedding photographer, when is it that they start looking into it? If you're an event coordinator or event organizer, so when is it that they're looking for? So this is very important to ask the question. And how could my customers become aware of my business and its products and services? These questions are the questions I want you to ask yourself. That's where we're mapping here. And I've done some example. So this is exactly what you see in the slides, the presentation slide, and I've given you right here as a little example as well. And you can do your own thing. Absolutely. Just take your time. Print it out, take your time and fill out as many as you can. The next one, what we're going to ask in a consideration is, when will my customers be ready to learn more about my products and services? So you got to remember, consideration is they are already aware. They're not necessarily buyers. That doesn't mean they're going to buy from us. They still want to have some information to consider for their consideration. Look at it as yourself. When you're buying something, what would you do? So in the PDF that I've created for you, There's a consideration stage. So again, when will my customer be ready to learn more about my products and services, and how can I help my customers to find information about my products and services once they're ready, because they're in a consideration stage. The next one is the conversion stage. This is again low hanging fruit, when they're ready to purchase. Again, the question is going to be, when will my customer be ready to make a purchase? For example, if I don't know, like in the jury section, in the jury, if you are a juror, or in this case, with who I serve at the moment, if they have, like, let's say they say Valentine's Day, it's the busiest day for them to for people to propose. So when it comes, when will they be ready? They will be ready right before Valentine's Day. So they need to be understanding of what to talk about. Remember, we talk about it to create some offers for them, because there's a low hanging fruit. So that's, again, you can answer these questions. I do have the questions in here as well, and you can fill out the section that belongs to you. Don't hesitate to print as many as you want, and make sure that you can fill out as many as you want. So I think, my friend, that's all about it. So this is a customer journey that I would like you to see and have a look, and pay attention. It's very important for us to be in part of our customer's journey. It's very important. It's very important for us to be there when they need us, for us to be there, and we'll tell them, I can see you, I can feel you, I know what you want, and I can help you. And that's what we want. We need to understand the journey they're into, and understanding that 100%, it doesn't mean that everyone comes through your sales funnel. It's going to be your paying client. All right, my friend, please don't hesitate to ask questions to do with understanding your customer journey. Make sure you print this and use it as much as you can. And if there is any questions with regards to the customer journey or sales funnels, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are trying to choose a platform or software that we talked about with regards to the sales funnel, and you're not sure who to use, don't hesitate to ask a question. I don't have any affiliation with anyone, but it's definitely worth reading about them and finding out if it is going to give you what you need. All right, everyone, have a fantastic week, rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.